here eagerly awaiting for Ilhan Omar to speak. Ilhan Omar is famous for many, many things, but I want to speak very softly and respectfully here. Ilhan Omar, did you consummate the marriage to your brother? Immigration fraud or brother f***ing? Are there any other relatives you fancy, Ilhan? Did your brother propose to you? Donald Trump says he is taking action to end legal immigration status. Minnesota Representative Ilhan Omar, the first Somali
Omar.
tonight. I am a citizen, and so are a majority of Somalis in America. Good luck celebrating a policy change that really doesn't have much impact on the Somalis you love to hate. We are here to stay. We'll keep following this.
I don't get it. What is she talking about?
Back in Tennessee. Hey, I've been reading a lot, watching the news on these Somalis in Minnesota and around the area that are ripping the system off, faking autism. You know, I've got my dearest friend has autism, and he just gets it every day, doesn't get any help, goes to school, does his thing, has a job, takes care of his nana, and he's just a wonderful human being. To think that somebody is using that situation to rip off the system, to me, is unbelievable. We need to get a hold of these people that are doing this. We need to, within the law, of course, but we need to seize their assets. We need to mark them, not physically mark them, but know who they are so that they will never, ever be able to get back in our country again and deport their ass as fast as possible. Then we've got to, oddly enough, my buddy's texting me right now, my buddy with autism. And then what we need to do then is to root out who in our government allowed this to happen.
Yeah.
That's the problem we have with the conservative movement. We get a hold of the person at the tip of the spear, and then we don't go down to the base. And that's where the problem is, the real problem, because they've allowed this to happen. They've been paid off, or they're so deep in whatever department it is that they are, there's some gunfire, that they are able to just move around to another area, and that needs to stop. It needs to stop. We need to stop it now. That's why a lot of people didn't like Elon Musk. He rooted this stuff out and pointed it out to us, and I'm afraid you're going to find out, you dig deep enough in some of these scams, that folks from both parties are getting fat off of it. And that government needs to stop. Thank y'all for sending me here.
Want to really see something to say?
I didn't even hear about that. They're pretending to have autism to get the money from the government. Oh, gosh. Because their kids were born here. What the heck? That is so low class. They need to go. If this is true, they need to go. Gosh. First, it was proven they got caught stealing the money that the government sent them, Ilhan Omar's state district. People got caught stealing that money that was supposed to be used to feed children during COVID. They weren't feeding the kids. They were pocketing the money. So why would anybody think that this was a lie if we know that they were stealing money for American kids to eat during COVID when their parents weren't able to work and they weren't getting enough money in the house to buy food? They were stealing that money, taking food away from children. That's what these Somali people were doing in Minnesota, in Ilhan Omar's district. So why would anybody think that this was not true? I go in believing that this is true. 100% I believe this. And I'm going to dig into it a little bit to prove it. Unbelievable. It's so low class. They have no shame. But they also have high, even, and yes, much higher than the US. They have very high cases of rape among women and children. And they have constant wars, it seems like, over there as well. Okay? No little Mogadishus. The funny thing about Ilhan marrying her brother is that she did it because he was living in UK and he was very flamboyant. People were starting to talk. She thought it was an improper influence. So she had him move to America so she could keep a close eye on him, and she married him. So technically, she married her brother to keep him from turning gay. Retard. You guys, the people who are scamming women on Tinder for cash, anything from cash to hoodies, right? They're now running Minnesota. What do you think's gonna happen? Which president sold the state of Minnesota to Somalia again? Was that Obama or Biden? It's hard to keep track.